Graveyards, ancient, haunting, and full of forgotten stories. Our journey begins in London's Highgate Cemetery, a place of Gothic beauty that dates back to 1839. Established during a time when London's population was exploding, Highgate was one of 7 new large cemeteries created to accommodate the burgeoning city of the dead. Known as one of the magnificent 7 cemeteries of London, Highgate was designed to alleviate overcrowded burial sites during the Victorian era. The cemetery is divided into 2 distinct sections, the East Cemetery and the West Cemetery. The East Cemetery, with its grand avenues lined with elaborate mausoleums and catacombs, speaks to the Victorian era's fascination with death and grandeur. The West Cemetery, on the other hand, has a wilder, more romantic feel, with nature slowly reclaiming the tombs and monuments. Here, amongst the ivy-clad tombs and crumbling angels, one can almost sense the presence of the past. The names on the headstones, Dickens, Faraday, Rossetti, hint at the lives that once were, the stories now etched in stone. Highgate is also a haven for wildlife, a green oasis in the heart of the city. Stories of ghostly sightings and strange occurrences abound, adding to the cemetery's mystique. Next, we travel to Paris, to the world-famous Père Lachaise Cemetery. Founded in 1804 by Napoleon Bonaparte himself, Père Lachaise was designed not just as a burial ground, but as a grand necropolis, a city of the dead. Its winding paths and tree-lined avenues were laid out like the streets of Paris, inviting visitors to stroll and contemplate amongst the tombs. With over 3 million visitors each year, Père Lachaise is one of the most visited cemeteries in the world. People come from all corners of the globe to pay their respects to the luminaries laid to rest here, to wander among the grand mausoleums and contemplate the lives and legacies of those who came before. It's the final resting place of icons like Oscar Wilde, whose tomb, once covered in lipstick kisses from admirers, is now protected by a glass barrier. Nearby lies the grave of Jim Morrison, the enigmatic frontman of The Doors, whose final resting place continues to attract legions of fans. Sculptures by renowned artists adorn the tombs, while the cemetery itself is a testament to changing architectural styles over the centuries. The cemetery is also a haven of peace and tranquility in the heart of bustling Paris. Each tomb, each monument whispers tales of love and loss, of triumph and tragedy. From Paris, we head across the Atlantic to New Orleans, a city steeped in history, music, and a unique relationship with death. Here, in the heart of this vibrant city, lies St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, a testament to New Orleans' rich and often turbulent past. Founded in 1789, St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 is the oldest cemetery in New Orleans, a city where the dead are as much a part of the landscape as the living, unlike the sprawling cemeteries of London or Paris, St. Louis. Number 1 is a tightly packed grid of above-ground tombs, a city of the dead mirroring the city of the living just beyond its walls. This unique burial practice is a result of New Orleans' precarious position above sea level. The city's high water table made traditional burials impractical, as graves would often flood, forcing the dead to resurface. To combat this, New Orleanians began burying their dead above ground in elaborate tombs, creating a city of the dead unlike any other. These above-ground tombs, often adorned with intricate carvings and statues, are a testament to the city's unique cultural blend of French, Spanish, and African influences. The tombs are often family crypts, passed down through generations, with new burials placed atop the old. This practice, known as oven burial, reflects the Catholic belief in the resurrection of the body. Walking through St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 is like stepping back in time. The narrow alleyways between the tombs are filled with an eerie silence, broken only by the sound of our footsteps and the distant hum of the city beyond. The air is thick with the scent of old plaster and decay, a reminder of the passage of time and the inevitability of death. But St. Louis No. 1 is more than just a cemetery. It's a living museum, a testament to the city's unique history and culture. It's a place where the living and the dead coexist, where the past is always present. The cemetery is a veritable outdoor museum of funerary art, with monuments ranging from simple headstones to elaborate obelisks and mausoleums. Angels with outstretched wings stand guard over the dead, while mournful figures carved from marble grieve atop granite tombs. Bonaventure is a place of contrasts, where life and death, beauty and sorrow exist in a delicate balance. The cemetery is a haven for wildlife, with birds singing in the trees and squirrels darting amongst the tombs. Chapter 4, Bonaventure Cemetery, where beauty and sorrow meet. Our journey now takes us to the American South, to the moss-draped oaks and haunting beauty of Bonaventure Cemetery in Savannah, Georgia. Established in 1846 on a former plantation, Bonaventure Cemetery is a place where history, nature, and art intertwine to create an atmosphere of unparalleled beauty and melancholy. Made famous by John Berendt's best-selling book Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, Bonaventure Cemetery has long captivated visitors with its hauntingly beautiful landscapes and intriguing stories. The book, a captivating blend of true crime and Southern Gothic, brought the cemetery to life for a new generation, cementing its place in popular culture. As we enter the cemetery's wrought iron gates, we are greeted by a sight that seems straight out of a Southern Gothic novel. Ancient live oak trees, their branches draped in Spanish moss like ghostly shrouds, line the avenues, casting long shadows across the weathered tombstones. The air is thick with the scent of jasmine and honeysuckle, a sweet fragrance that belies the cemetery's somber purpose. The sound of their activity serves as a reminder that even in death, life finds a way. As we wander through Bonaventure's sun-dappled paths, we are struck by the profound sense of peace that pervades this place. Chapter 5, Greyfriars Kirkyard, where the living and the dead collide. From the sun-drenched south, we journey north to Edinburgh, Scotland, a city steeped in history and shrouded in mist. Here, in the heart of this ancient city, lies Greyfriars Kirkyard, a 16th century graveyard that's as famous for its ghostly legends as it is for its historical significance. Greyfriars Kirkyard is not just a graveyard, it's an integral part of Edinburgh's history, a silent witness to the city's turbulent past. The kirkyard takes its name from the Franciscan friary that once stood on this site, founded in 1456. The friary was destroyed in 1560 during the Scottish Reformation, but the graveyard remained, becoming the final resting place for generations of Edinburgh residents. The kirkyard is home to a number of notable figures from Scottish history, including James Craig, the architect who designed Edinburgh's New Town, and the infamous Bloody Mackenzie, a 17th century lawyer known for his ruthless persecution of Covenanters, a group of Presbyterian dissenters. But Greyfriars Kirkyard is perhaps best known for its ghostly legends, stories that have been passed down through generations and continue to captivate visitors today. The most famous of these is the tale of the Mackenzie poltergeist, said to be the restless spirit of George Mackenzie himself, who is said to haunt the Black Mausoleum where he is entombed. Greyfriars Kirkyard is a place where the veil between the living and the dead seems particularly thin, a place where history and the supernatural collide. Chapter 6, Okunoin Cemetery, a journey into the heart of Japanese spirituality. Our final destination takes us far from the bustling cities and Gothic grandeur of Europe to the serene and spiritual landscapes of Japan. Here, nestled amongst the ancient cedar forests at the foot of Mount Koya, lies Okunoin Cemetery, a place of profound peace and tranquility. Okunoin Cemetery is not just a cemetery, it's a sacred pilgrimage site, a place where the living and the dead coexist in harmony. It is the largest cemetery in Japan, with over 200,000 tombs spread out over a 2-kilometer path that winds its way through the dense cedar forest. The cemetery is the final resting place of Kobo Daishi, the founder of Shingon Buddhism, who is believed to be in a state of eternal meditation, awaiting the arrival of Maitreya, the future Buddha. Pilgrims from all over Japan come to Okunoin to pay their respects to Kobo Daishi and to seek his blessing. As we enter the cemetery through the Ichinohashi Bridge, we leave the world of the living behind and enter a realm of profound spirituality. The air is thick with the scent of incense and the sound of chanting monks. Okunoin Cemetery is a place of profound beauty and serenity, a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead seem to dissolve. Chapter 7, Whispers of Eternity. From the grand avenues of Highgate to the moss-draped oaks of Bonaventure, from the crowded streets of Père Lachaise to the serene forests of Okunoin, these graveyards remind us that while life may be fleeting, the memories and stories we leave behind endure. Every tomb, every statue, every pathway tells a tale of the past, all waiting to be discovered by those who wander these silent, sacred grounds. These cemeteries are not just places of mourning. They are places of history, of art, of reflection. They remind us of the lives that came before us, of the people who shaped our world and left their mark on history. So the next time you find yourself near an old graveyard, take a moment to step inside. Listen to the whispers of the wind through the trees. Feel the weight of history beneath your feet and let the stories of the past wash over you. You might be surprised at what you discover.